Which are the best accessories for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, S9 Plus and S9 Ultra? I've tested the 3 tablets for 2 months now and will continue to use them as my everyday companions. And as such, I have quite a few useful accessories as well. These include keyboards, another S Pen, USB-C hubs, cases, headphones and much more. And by the way, just like the 3 tablets, I bought all these accessories myself, so it's nothing sponsored or anything like that. You can find the links to the S9, S9 Plus and S9 Ultra versions in the description. I think the best keyboard for the tablets is the Samsung Book Cover keyboard. This is a pretty good keyboard cover that consists of 2 parts. There's a back with a built-in kickstand and protection for the S Pen. You can also use this back with the kickstand without the keyboard to watch Netflix, for instance. Then there's the keyboard, which also connects magnetically and protects the displays when folded. The keyboard is well sized even in the smaller S9 and the travel is good. I only think it's a shame that at least the S9 version doesn't have a backlight. Below the keyboard is a touchpad that is quite large for a tablet. It works just as it should and it's especially handy if you like to use Samsung DeX. But also in general if you write a lot, because in a Word document it's easier to jump between lines and words with the mouse than it is with your finger. A cheaper and lighter alternative is the Samsung Book Cover Keyboard Slim, which is also available for all 3 models. This one is more of a typical keyboard case that has a keyboard built into the inside. The keyboard is also pretty good here, but it lacks a touchpad. You can prop up the tablet inside the cover of course, but only together with the keyboard. So the slim version is not as flexible as the normal book cover keyboard. However, it's great that there's also a place for the S Pen. The S Pen is included when you buy the tablets and it works great, but you might have noticed that it is relatively thin, especially compared to good pens, but also compared to the Surface Pen from Microsoft and Apple Pencil. So the pen is not as comfortable in the long run. If you want a better S Pen, you can buy the S Pen Pro, which is what I did. Technically, there's almost no difference because the S Pen Pro also supports 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity, reacts very quickly and is very precise, and also supports those active gestures. Unlike the normal S Pen, however, the Pro is a bit thicker, just like a good ballpoint pen. The S Pen Pro works with all S Pen devices, but also with the Z Fold and some Chromebooks and Windows laptops from Samsung. The only drawback is that the battery has to be charged via USB-C and not via induction. However, since I almost never need the battery anyway, this is not a problem for me. The official protective case from Samsung is too expensive. Instead, I opted for the Infinite case, which is available for all 3 tablets. I chose this one mainly because of the design, because I think the tablets look a bit classy with this case. It's a typical protective case that keeps the device protected from all sides when folded, and there's a built-in stand feature. Space for the buttons, camera and the pen are cut out. Especially with expensive devices like these, it's a bummer when the display gets scratches. That's why I chose the JTAG screen protector for the S9, S9 Plus and S9 Ultra. The package includes 2 of each, in case one breaks or you stick the first one on the display incorrectly. Don't worry, the S Pen also works with the screen protector applied. When buying, make sure you don't mix up the S9, S9 Plus and S9 Ultra, depending on which one you have, otherwise it will be too small or too big. If the internal storage is too small for you, you can expand your tablet storage with a microSD card. Many are good enough, especially if you mainly want to store data. I have the SanDisk Extreme Pro 128GB microSD, which works great and isn't too expensive. If you want to connect more than one USB-C accessory, you will need a USB-C hub. I have the Anker 555 USB-C hub, which combines 8 ports in one. You can connect an external monitor via HDMI, even Ethernet, but also SD cards and other USB-C or A accessories, such as external SSDs. I got this Anker because it was recommended by a comparison portal and it actually works pretty well. My hobby is photography, and that's why I often edit photos on tablets with Adobe Lightroom. And since cameras usually support large SD cards only, I have an extra SD card reader because I only use the USB-C hub at home. For years I've been using this Uni USB-C SD card reader, and it works well not only with Samsung tablets but also with smartphones and laptops. Premium tablets like the S9 series haven't had headphone jacks in years. Too bad, but that's just the way it is. so you will have to use wireless ones. When I'm not doing sports, I use the Bose Noise Cancelling Headphones 700. They are already a few years old, but they are really good deals on them every now and then. They're nice and comfortable, suppress ambient noise really well, and have a really good sound. When I'm doing sports and watching a movie or don't want to take the big headphones from Bose, I use the Sony WF-1000XM4 wireless headphones. They are from Sony, but also work well with Samsung tablets, of course. I like them and they're comfortable, have good sound quality, and also noise cancellation. I got these again because comparison sites like the Wirecutter had recommended them. If you want to work with your S9 at home, it makes sense to use a decent keyboard, monitor, and mouse. I use the Logitech MX Master 3S with all my devices, which is very precise, fits ergonomically in your hand, and is just comfortable and works well. Here's handy that you can connect the mouse to 3 different devices and switch between them with a touch of a button. When I use the S9 with an external display, I connect it to the Dell S2722QC 27-inch 4K monitor. I got that one again because good tech blogs recommended this exact one. It's a very good monitor that's not too expensive, and you can connect the S9 either directly using USB-C or a USB-C hub and HDMI cable. If you want to work with the S9 series on the go, I definitely recommend the official keyboard covers. However, if you work at home, you can use a better desktop keyboard. Almost all of them are fine, either you can connect them using USB-C or Bluetooth. I use the Logitech K780, which works very well and can connect to 3 different devices, just like the mouse. But it's also useful that a stand for tablets is built in. If you want to process large data with your Samsung tablet, and that is certainly possible thanks to the powerful hardware and, for instance, video editing programs like LumaFusion, then it makes sense to connect an external SSD. I always have external SSDs from Samsung and SanDisk for this, and my latest is the Samsung T7 Shield SSD, which is built a bit more rugged, is fast and works well. Let's move on to a backpack that I like to use with my tablets, and that's the Peak Design Everyday Backpack 15-liter Zip V2. Peak Design is actually a pretty trendy brand for camera accessories, including camera backpacks, and this is one of them. However, it doesn't have to be used as a camera backpack, it also is great for everyday stuff. I use this 15-liter Zip V2 mostly when I want to work outside with the S9 Plus and S9 Ultra. Both fit well in the laptop compartment on the back. And in the front, either my sports stuff can go when I go to the gym, or cameras and lenses, or even groceries from the supermarket. Alright, these are the accessories that I use with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 series. And by the way, many of them also work with the new S9 FE series. I also tried to hold the screen protector from the S9 on the S9 FE, and it seems to fit. And also check out my video about the Samsung S Pen and its features. You can use the pen with the S9 FE just in the same way, and there you will find many handy tricks for this S Pen in that video.